Welcome back to Beernid 40K, where today we're taking a look at the Kill Team faction focus for the Orcs. So let's get stuck in and take a look at the Orcs. I haven't really looked at this beforehand, so we're both going to be getting a first impression of this together at the same time. Alright, it says, for some, the Kill Team will be a game of tactics and strategy, a battle of wits where every decision is deliberate and exacting. But not for the Orcs. Orcs and Orc players tend to take a different approach, preferring instead to blitz through the enemy in a massive Daka, Choppa, and Muscle, spreading anarchy and leaving enemy kill teams in the dust. All right. Oh, look at that. Gene Stealer Cult versus the Orcs. Very nice. In today's Kill Team focus, we're looking at unique charms of an Orcs kill team, as well as checking out the units and tactics you'll be able to use. So why play the Orcs? Lads, lads, lads. Orcs and Kill Team are versatile. They have 5 different units to draw their team members from the Humble Orc Boy to the Daka spraying Ludas. So good, we can see Ludas are going to be in here already. I think that they are one of the more thematic. Those in the Commandos, they fit the fluff a little bit better for why there would be a small band of Orcs instead of a mob. You know, you look at the Ludas, they're just, the fluff gives them a reason to be out there in a small band. You know, they're just obsessed with collecting things, and they have their biggest guns, and they're just going to go and try and take it from those Yumis and fish heads and anything else. Orcs are racist in 40K. They have all those slang derogatory terms for everybody. So let's see, custom gubbins. Like converting, you'll love Orcs, from chopping and changing heads, weapons, and armor, between kits to loot and guns and gear from the rest of your bits box. There really is no limit. Yep, they're one of the best armies for that. Getting choppy. So Orcs are a close combat warband through and through. If you want to win Kill Team in brutal melee, they're the Kill Team for you. Well, you know, they also are good at shooting. This is something I talk about with GW a lot, that the way that they portray an army isn't necessarily the way that they work all the time, or even if they can work that way, it might not be the most optimal way to use it. And Orcs have volume of dice. Yes, they have terrible ballistic skill, but man, when you're talking 40 shots, it doesn't matter what that ballistic skill is. The volume of dice is just disgusting with those. And I've had a lot of success in the past running shooty Orc lists. And I think that Kill Team, that tactic will probably work as well. So let's see what units we have available. Orc boys, of course, strong, tough, and numerous. Boys will be the backbone of many kill teams, excelling at close quarters warfare, while the shooter boys are okay too, as long as you're able to take those, if you want to have a little bit more range. Then they have the Commandos, yes. The sneakiest gets around. Commandos are dangerous, close combat fighters who are nearly impossible to hit and cover. Use them to hunt shooty foes. Yeah, these guys are really good at getting stuck in, or at least they were in 7th edition. You know, the FAQ in 8th for the deep striking that kind of nerfed everything to your own deployment zone in turn 1 really did a number on these guys, I'm betting. But hey, maybe that won't be around in Kill Team, and you'll be able to get right in there turn 1 the way that the fluff says that these guys are able to do it. So let's see what else. Burna Boys, yes, we knew about this because this is what's featured on the box. You know, the sprue for Burna Boy also comes with Luda. So if you would rather have Ludas, you can still get that box that has the Burna Boys on it and just make your Ludas up. And there's also going to be a mech in there as well. So I guess that would be a decent HQ. But it says, Burna Boy, who needs aim when you've got a Burna? These flexible Orc troops are great in close confines of Kill Team, whether in melee or torching enemies in cover. So, yep, Burna Boys are cool. I like Ludas better. And, of course, since that's one of the more fluffy things to be able to take in a Kill Team, you know, they have that reason that they'd be out there killing things in small numbers. It says, Orcs with a knack for reappropriating enemy war materials, Ludas provide long-range fire support for their kill teams with their dreaded def guns. And again, you know, if you can hold a line, if you can hold still with these guys, I'm not sure if they're going to have movement penalties in Kill Team the way that they do in 40K, but if you can hold still and get a lane of fire, like between 2 pieces of terrain or something, Ludas are just disgusting. They put out a lot of dice, and they really hurt things. So hopefully they're good in Kill Team. Oh, we got the Grotz. So Gretchen, let's face it, Gretchen are not exactly the most heroic fighters. They are, however, very easy to hide and cover, cost next to no points, and can be your leader if you're bold enough to recreate the glory days of the Gretchen Revolutionary Committee. I love Grotz. One time I took a small squad and I charged a Bloodthirster in 7th edition, and we all just kind of looked at each other. But hey, it stopped that movement of that big giant death machine for a little bit. He had to deal with my tiny insignificant little Grotz. So good that we're able to bring those. I love the Grotz. I love the Grot Revolutionary Army that the people do up. So if you're not familiar with that, Google it. It's pretty funny. And now it looks like you can make them your leader. So you can have an entire army of just Gretchen. How awesome is that? So what are the tactics for the Orcs? Let's see. So these are the stratagems. They say tactics. What they really mean is stratagems. If you're familiar with 40K and 8th edition, this is a recreation of stratagems. So each turn, it looks like you're going to get one stratagem. If you don't use it, it's going to accumulate to the next turn. So, yep. See, there's the mech with the Burnas right there. So Daka, Orcs are well known for making up for any deficiencies in accuracy with sheer volume of firepower. This tactic allows you to immediately open fire again on the foe and is great when combined with Burnas or other weapons that hit automatically. So what is this? Use this tactic after a model from your kill team shoots. In the shooting phase, you can immediately shoot an additional time. Yeah, that's a really strong little strategy there. It's only one command point, so you could do that every time. See, Orcs don't have to be a melee army. This is a great shooting thing. Like they're saying, you don't need accuracy with a Burna. You just pull the trigger and it's auto hit. So that's the beauty of 8th. There's no more templates, anything like that. It's a question of, is it in range? So, wow, very strong for a shooting Orc army is this tactic. So let's see. Grotz Shield, another tactic. Picture the scene. You've dashed out of cover to blast some Yumi to smithereens when suddenly you're in the gun sights of all the other Yumis. By grabbing the nearest Grot, you're able to fight another day. Oh, that's dirty. I love it. So, Orcs tactic. Use this at the start of the shooting phase. You pick a model from your kill team that's within 2 inches of a Gretchen. So you pick up the Grot, and until the end of the phase, the Gretchen model is on the battlefield. Any attacks with target the chosen model are resolved against the Gretchen model instead. Poor Grotz. Yep, no love for the Grotz. So 2 command points to do that. Boy, the other one's only 1 command point. This seems like it would be cheap to do. Huh. Weird. Okay, so getting started. At launch, players looking to make most of their Orcs will want to make sure they pick up the Krog Skullboys expansion with Burna Boys or Ludas, like I said, depending on how you build them. So I guess I was right earlier. As long as it's just the standard sprue of Burnas, that means you're getting a mech and some Ludas too in the box. So kill team. Oh, it looks like they're repeating some of the terrain that's going to be in the box. Huh. So you get your case candy there, all the little game aids for Orcs with the cool artwork and the rules and all that coming in the box. It says, of course, there's no reason not to start right away. A set of Commandos is well worth it for a Commando boss alone. Yeah, a stealthy bruiser who's both thematically fitting and deadly on the tabletop. Yeah, you know, the thing about Orcs is there's so much different possibilities for conversions and everything, and the Commandos are awesome. So there's upgrade kits and all kinds of things that you can buy separately, and there's the models themselves that you can buy. I believe that they're fine cast, but yeah, it's awesome. Orcs are cool, and the Commandos you can't go wrong with. They're just super cool sculpts. So it says, get yours online today and stay tuned for tomorrow's Kill Team Focus, where we're checking out the brave troopers of the Guard. Yes. Oh, looking forward to this and wanting to see how they're going to shape up and you know what's going to be teased for them. I'm wondering if things like the Death Corps of Krieg are going to be just standard guardsmen in this, or if they're going to be their own thing with all the regiments. It's not just Death Corps. I'm wondering if they're, the Cadians or Cadians, how that's going to manifest in the game. and the Vostroyan Firstborn, or the Vostroyan, how is that going to manifest in the game? So it'll be very interesting to see this tomorrow for the kill team, for the Guard, or Admech, or Astra Militarum. I guess it wouldn't be Admech, it would be Astra Militarum. And so stay tuned for that. If you're liking these little videos, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel to stay tuned for more. We have painting tutorials coming soon. Getting excited for that. Little follow-alongs where you can see me do weird stuff. So I'm going to be doing things where I try to replicate some of the movie techniques that the movie special effects designers use to try and get more realistic type paint jobs rather than comic book type paint jobs, or the things that we see a lot of times with the, say, heavy metal paint schemes and all that. So if you're liking that idea, if you're liking the content, subscribe. It really inspires me to keep going, trying new things, doing editing or whatever, improving the equipment. It's all because of you guys. So thanking you for that, and I'll be talking to you again soon here on Beeranid 40K.